I'm Diana McCullum.
Hey, I'm Andrew Rodman.
And this is Fan vs. Fan for The Flash.
What are you not telling me?
The future's changed. I saw a Savitar murder you. We need to figure out everything that happens leading up to Iris' death. If we can change one of these events, we can change them all.
How until it happens?
I swear I will protect you. Iris needs a hero right now, Wally. We can prove that we can alter the future here and now.
Get ready, McFly. I'm about to ride you back to the future.
3, 2, 1.
All right, so let's talk about tonight's episode of The Flash. On tonight's episode of The Flash, we see Plunder get plundered. We have the opening of the Star Labs Museum, and we're finally coming up with a plan to fight Savitar and keep Iris alive. And Barry furnishes the apartment. So that's what happened on tonight's episode of The Flash. Let's talk about the pros. All right, so pros of tonight's episode. Diana, what did you like?
As always on these kind of shows, I like when people don't keep secrets.
Okay.
I just love Barry just telling everyone in this episode that Iris is going to die. I thought he was going to keep it a secret for like 5 episodes. And I was going to be like, oh, just tell everybody.
Right. Yeah, everybody reacted pretty logically, and they, I really like that too. It was open and honest. And...
I don't agree in not telling Joe.
Okay.
That just seems dumb. Just not telling one person just to add like a little bit of conflict later for no reason.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of nothing later for no. Yeah. But otherwise pretty good. Like pretty open and honest with everyone on the show, which makes really logical reactions. Even when it comes to some of the Caitlin Julian stuff, Julian coming into the team, coming into the fold, opening up with Iris, then immediately opening up to the team. Every single person. It wasn't even just one moment for that.
No, it was we're going to need everyone on board. We want to save Iris. And then building from that, what I really loved was, this is a great plan.
Yeah,
this is a fun, great layout of half of a season.
Yeah.
Just like, these are the events, we're going to stop them, we're going to and it's like a nice little tease of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think this was just a really fun, great way of like showing the season, and I like the plan, I like stopping it. It's like all good stuff.
Yeah, it's a fun way to tease what we're going to be expecting now in the back half of the season. Like we know now that we're going to be getting Grodd, Music Meister, which we already knew, but Grodd, Music Meister,
someone's going to get killed at Luigi's restaurant.
What's going on? What's going on, Luigi? I hope it's not Luigi.
Joe's gonna get a medal.
Yeah, Joe's gonna get a medal as well.
Now, one thing I did want to say is it said city's not recovered from gorilla attack. I feel like that could be more than one.
I feel like
it would have just said Gorilla Grodd.
I don't know if they know to call him Grodd. I feel like most of the city would just be like, well, we'll get that gorilla out of here. I don't think many people in the city were like, and who are you, sir? I
don't know. They learned Kid Flash's name real quick.
A lot. Yeah, that's true. They did get behind Kid Flash. Yeah, they did get behind him pretty quickly.
I mean, they had that great, terrible chant.
Very
unenthusiastic.
Kid Flash.
Kid Flash. We're not extras.
Kid Flash.
Anyway, what are your pros?
Well, I'm definitely with you on that. It is a fun way of laying out what's going to be happening now for the rest of the season. I think one of the cool items in this episode was that gun. Even though I think that we'll talk about it in cons a little bit, but Plunder didn't really do anything for me because who gives a crap? Get out of here, Plunder. But that gun was a really cool concept to be integrated into the show, and also a really fun and playful weapon to kind of up the stakes of what could normally be a boring action scene. Even though it is a man on a motorcycle versus a person who can run through time, it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't have any stakes. But that weapon really added a lot to it, and they came up with fun and dynamic, both visually and in terms of upping the stakes, ways of increasing what that weapon can do. I thought that was a really cool item and something that really added to this episode.
Yeah, as a video game player, I thought you'd really like that gun. I was like, I feel like I can see him hitting the keys on the controller as this gun switches what it can do.
Right. We call them buttons, but like...
as you're the video game player, as we said.
There we go.
But yeah, the gun's really cool. It did actually bring in fun elements, like when the bullets turned around. Because Plunder really did as good a job as you can do as a guy with a gun against two speedsters
as a human being without depth perception, and
which is why he needs the bullets that can just find you.
There you go. Yeah.
No depth perception, no shooting ability.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was as fun as he could be, and like they did such a good job with. He was like a boring villain.
Yeah.
But the problem Barry had of not wanting to arrest him made a lot of sense because it meant Iris could die.
Yeah, I understand that conflict a little bit of him wanting to change the future. How he presumed any kind of correlation between those two events prior to Joe kind of explaining this domino idea, I don't understand.
I can totally understand that. I mean, if he never captures them, the future's changed.
Yeah, but like he can't assume that that's going to change the future in a way that Savitar is not going to kill Iris. Do you know what I mean? That like he has no idea that those two things are connected in any regard. That would be like him jumping 4 months into the future and the first thing he sees on the news is there was rain yesterday, and then sees Iris killed by Savitar. He'd be like, I need to stop that rain somehow. I'm like, there is literally no reason that you should leap to connect these two in any way. So I actually found myself a little confused the first half of this episode of being like, why? Oh. Why are you not just putting him in jail? Yeah, you saw it on a thing in the future because you did it. You put criminals behind bars. That's what you do all of the time, forever, always. I never understood, and they never explained to me how he connected those two dots at any point.
Oh, I think I connected the two dots, so didn't question it.
And I'm not saying you didn't, and some people didn't, but I didn't connect it until that conversation. I can
see how it wouldn't.
Until that conversation with HR. Once that conversation with HR happened, I'm like, I see the strategy now, why they're going to want to change certain things. I understood the motivation for him being like, Wally, you have to get this one because this is the first change. But yeah, up until that moment, that was I think a presumptive leap the show took. That you were on board. I was not.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, okay. But I think that's enough for the pros. Let's flip it over and go over to the cons. All right, cons for tonight's episode. Diana, what didn't you like?
I didn't like that Caitlin's whole plot line was she doesn't like phone chargers.
She doesn't like charging things?
She can't stand charging things. Like, what kind of conflict is this?
This woman could not manage a Fitbit. Like, it was
2 Fitbits.
Yeah, a really dumb plot device just for the concept of clearly they wanted to redesign her wardrobe from a costume standpoint in a costume department.
Yeah, they wanted to give her some Tony Stark jewelry.
Yeah, and you did not need to write that into the show in any regard at all. And she still has the same problem of now she can't take that necklace off. Mm-hmm. Her whole problem before was like, I don't want to charge these bracelets while I'm wearing it. So they're like, throw them in the trash. Here's a necklace. She's like, she'd still be tethered to the wall. She would have to wear it.
Well, like, the necklace is solar powered though. Although Caitlin never goes outside.
They could have made the bracelets solar powered. Like, it was a lot of nothing.
It doesn't touch her skin. How does it work?
It's
who
on
cares? Top of her clothing if it's going to get any sunlight.
The plot line of Caitlin not liking chargers and her inability to handle essentially what is a Fitbit of saving your life, it was a pretty nonsense D plot. Very, very unnecessary as well.
If I can keep my phone charged while I hunt Pokemon, you can keep your 2 Fitbits lit up for like 24 hours, okay? Yeah.
And
I totally
even with like that moment where she runs out of Julian's office and then like takes her like Mophie juice pack from her purse and plugs it in, and then she's like, I'm like, why did you run out of the office to do that? You could just take a charger out of your purse.
Yeah, why didn't you charge it when it was at like 15%? You clearly waited until it was at like 0.
Like you did it like it was some shameful secret Julian didn't know about, or as if you had some technology from the future. Yeah. You did it like you were shooting Skag in an alleyway. I'm like, it's a battery you plugged in. Why did you rush out of a room?
Julian knows you're Killer Frost and that those things keep you from going out. He'd probably be like, yes, please, charge your Fitbits.
Yeah.
I would like you to not be evil
like,
again.
Like, while she's there to be like, listen, it's charging these have been slightly inconvenient. By the way, do you have a micro USB? Oh, thank you. As I was saying.
We can continue.
Yeah, not running out into the hallway for her juice addiction.
And if you don't like charging them, get 2 more. Switch them out when they're
extras,
empty.
Anything, yeah. It was a pretty non-plot, especially when the two of them already had the other plot going on of Julian's survivor's guilt and him being invited to the team and her overstepping her boundaries and wanting to sell the team on that idea as well. I'm like, these two already have a actually pretty interesting C-plot thread in this episode that I'm kind of invested in, of her feelings towards him, his feelings of survivor guilt, her overstep. I liked that dynamic a lot, and I thought it was a great C-plot. And the fact that they kind of buried and hid that within a D-plot of how batteries work, I thought was really weird.
I totally agree, because I liked Julian Survivor's Guilt, and I also liked, because at the bottom of it all, it's Caitlyn just scared of turning into Killer Frost.
Yeah.
But that's not what it seemed to be about. It seemed to just be about charging things.
Yeah, just a mild
When
inconvenience.
really, if it was just like, please help me, we still haven't figured out how to un-Killer Frost me, I think it would have been enough. I don't think we needed this silly Chargers plotline at all.
Yeah, not at all. And if she doesn't want to be reminded that she's going to turn into Killer Frost, maybe a necklace shaped like a snowflake is not the best way to deal with her PTSD regarding this scenario.
Make it a little fire or something. Be like, you can beat it.
Just anything. That really kind of didn't do anything for me. And yeah, just the whole Barry Iris moving into a loft apartment that's bigger than Joe's house. I don't really know why the housewarming party. This is a big plot line where Barry unpacked at super speed, but clearly went to IKEA and just furnished the whole thing. That was a lot of wasted screen time as well.
I didn't feel like that was wasted. I like team, group, family moments like that.
Okay.
I think it really, because I think you need like moments of like happiness to make tragedy later really have an impact. So I like seeing everyone happy.
Okay.
I like seeing someone get a pet turtle at a party.
I mean, that is cute.
Isn't that cute?
That is
we
cute.
got that. We got fun banter.
Giving the speedster a turtle is adorable as hell. I love it.
Way to go,
I love it. Look at you go, little turdy.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't mind those scenes at all.
Okay.
I mean, like, it's too big.
Yeah.
But having scenes there, I'm totally cool with.
I'll throw down Blunder as well under one of the cons for tonight's
Plunder.
Or Plunder.
But Blunder totally works.
Yeah, Plunder was a blunder. If you ask me, bringing the heat. Yeah, it was just another circumstance of the show, kind of bringing a nothing villain of the week. That did he have lines?
Oh, I mean, he told the Flash something at the beginning, but that was about it.
Yeah, I don't know if he had lines. Him, that, and
Shade.
Before the season break, Shade. Yeah, that smoke monster. The villains have been getting one line. Literally one sentence of dialogue.
Yeah.
Like, if you were cast as the villain of the week for this show, you could learn your lines walking to set, because you would only have one.
Yeah, Plunder might have been a silent on camera role.
Yeah, and that's not a good sign for, like, that's a sign that you don't have meaty villains. You know, you got Savitar and you got Alchemy, which has been kind of undercut now at this point because it was Julian, and they're really lacking meaty villains.
But in a way, this was kind of a Savitar episode as well, because it's about stopping Savitar by stopping Blunder.
There was not
Plunder.
Yes, but there was also not a single second of new footage of Savitar.
No,
like,
because he's in the Speed Force.
Yeah, I agree, and it's all memories. It's all memories of what he already saw of the future. So,
although we saw a new angle, because HR is on the building now.
A new footage of
New
HR.
angle.
New footage of HR,
Yeah.
and that was it. So I feel like it's weird to say that it definitely was a Savitar preparation episode, but it's weird to say it's okay that Plunder was a bad villain because it was a Savitar episode when Savitar did not have any new screen time.
I get what you're saying.
That's an
They
issue.
can't all be Savitar, but we know Music Meister and Grodd are coming, so I'll forgive them.
Yeah, we got some fun teases of the season coming up. Yeah, what do we got going on in the chat? Well,
David Folmsby, our regular.
Hey, Dave.
Hey,
was
Folms.
talking about how
I call him Foams. We're
the
close.
first half of the season was all about the foul ups that were caused by Barry Gosling.
Yes.
Time. And now they're messing with the timeline.
Now they're messing with the timeline
In a
again.
4-episode
That was,
crossover.
I'm with David Holmesby. That was also a big con for me as well. The fact that Cisco and the whole crossover event with Cisco coming to the terms with, like, oh my God, it's Barry's fault. My brother is dead because he messed with the timelines. I want to mess with the timelines, but I can't. We just can't do it. And now Barry's like, what if we did it again? And Cisco's like, all right, let's go, team. Like, it just feels like such a 180 on what the lesson of the first half of the season was.
I mean, I think it's okay because he time traveled accidentally.
That still doesn't change the fact that for all the stuff he's known before, they've been like, don't say you can't change this. It will ruin everything. And Yeah, it's a huge problem for me because it's not just Barry making these same mistakes over again, which would be a little bit boring thematically, but at least would be character arc justifiable. The whole team has committed a 180 on their opinion of what to do with time travel based information.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I think I have a totally switched perspective when it's future. Because if you're going into the past, you don't know how it's going to affect.
It's all the
what you
time.
perceive
The present is just the past's future.
I know, but hear
that would
me
be
out.
like Barry going back to save his mom and being like, well, no, don't worry. This only changes the future.
I know, but like, to you it affects your present. So everyone doesn't care that they're changing the future because they're like, nothing right now is going to change and we're going to see the changes as they happen.
So basically you're saying what you don't know won't hurt you kind of a scenario, which is like,
Yeah.
which is a fine
feel like
philosophical standpoint, but it is a 180 on their previous opinion.
No,
and it should
I
at least be a conversation they're having.
A conversation, maybe. I don't have a problem with it because when you change the past, you're changing everyone without their knowledge, without their consent.
Yeah.
But if they're all changing the future together, they're like, well, we're all in this together. We're controlling our own destiny.
The
It's more
whole
like
world
that.
hasn't agreed to that. If Barry changing the past killed Cisco's brother and changed the sex of Diggle's child, who was not at all related to any of that event, the amount of people Barry has not personally met and is friends with, whose lives have been ruined, killed, and changed because of that, and will continue to happen in the future, I think they should have learned as characters, and I thought they had, that what we don't know won't hurt us is not a good enough excuse for changing time.
I don't know. Like, how do we know we're making things worse? This is a deep conversation. I don't
This
think
is a
we
bit
have
much.
time for
This is a
all
bit
this.
much.
Andrew and I could do this for hours.
Another quick one from the live chat. Cisco
Yeah.
made a gun that turns things to gold in like an hour.
I was
fascinated with.
I was gonna bring that up. Like, I think he's fascinated with this gun. He made the Midas gun, which straight up is alchemy, turns things to gold. He made the frost gun.
He made the cold gun.
And the heat gun.
Yes,
The
probably.
fire
I
gun.
think
He made
the gun.
all of the
But
guns.
He didn't make a gun that could do all three.
Sure.
This gun
could do just all the things.
A bunch of things.
Yeah, it's. I
Which he
get
was like,
that he's
"Ooh, a
fascinated
bunch
with
of
this
things."
gun, but he's made some dope guns before, and it's weird that this wasn't just a stolen Cisco gun as well. It's weird that this gun.
I mean,
this gun was the biggest plot development, and it has no backstory. I'm like, who made this gun? It wasn't a pirate. I could tell you that right now.
You don't think Plunder made
I
that?
don't think.
What about those sweet jumps he did on his
I
motorcycle?
don't think not. He wasn't even trying to jump. He just did not understand the field of depth of what he was about to hit.
Because of the iPad.
Yeah.
He probably stole it from someone else.
I want to know where that came from.
And then Cisco stole it from police lockup because it's definitely supposed to be evidence in these crimes.
and Cisco can create gold out of nothing.
But not three things.
Let's get out of the cons and move on over to Easter eggs. All right, so Easter eggs for tonight's episode. Diana, what did you find?
The Easter eggs were pretty apparent, I think. They were pretty clear about these headlines that were going by. Luigi's Restaurant, I don't know what that is. I don't know who's going to die there.
If you know what that is, please comment in the chat right now. I mean, I know what it is. It's probably a restaurant entrepreneured by a gentleman named Luigi.
A quick Google search just brought me an actual restaurant in Washington, D.C.
That seems very likely as well.
Wasn't very helpful.
Yeah.
But yes, we do know Gorilla Grodd's coming back.
Uh-huh.
Unless it's a different gorilla. Unless it's Mr. Mala.
I guess it could be Monsieur Mala.
I mean, I'd love to see a gorilla.
Or
with a
Ultra
beret.
Humanite as well.
Oh, they're both so. Oh, I hope
Yeah.
they all come.
Yeah.
I want a 3 gorilla team up. I want Mr. Mala. I want Ultra Humanite. I want Gorilla
They don't have
Grodd.
the CG budget for three apes. They don't have that.
Get on it, CW.
But it's probably going to be Gorilla Grodd.
probably
We'll
gonna be
say
Grodd.
that. Well, because now I'm not to jump too far ahead, but like the ending of this episode with Other Earth coming through as well. I wonder if maybe this mysterious character is going to be the one letting Grodd back to Earth 1. Because Grodd's not on this Earth anymore. That's easy to
he's not
forget.
here.
He shouldn't be 4 months in the future because he's not in this dimension. So
still
something's
say-
got to go down.
Now, I'm going to reposit my theory that Savitar is Gorilla Grodd. He's giant. He's
not-
so big.
I mean, he's very big. Yes.
He's big enough to be Grodd.
Oh, he's a big boy. But I think that
Everyone
that's
remember I
that's,
said
that's, that's all right. File it away. File it away. And then I look forward to that not being a thing. So yeah, Savitar's not Gorilla Grodd, but Gorilla Grodd will be back.
We'll be back. And we also have the Music Meister is going to be showing up.
Yeah.
So there is a musical episode coming in March. Seriously, guys.
Yeah.
Seriously.
All the details
So
are online.
excited.
It's a bit of a crossover event with Supergirl, but only slightly in the sense that Supergirl will be on the Flash
I think
for
all
it.
the singing is happening on Flash.
Yeah. It's not a big crossover event as much as it is a little bit of a dabble in.
And I think we're kind of gonna believe that he doesn't really get caught at the end because he got a 6-figure movie deal, according to the headline.
Oh,
So I think Music Meister is gonna get away.
Yeah, that was a weird headline that he got. It was either
Unless
a
it's
movie
from
or a
prison.
book deal
I guess
or
you can do
something
a
like
book in
that.
prison.
You could do prisoners do books.
You can do books.
You can still do movies from prison, really. You can just write a book and
Robert
then sell your
Downey
life
Jr.
rights.
did it.
There we go.
Yeah, he was in prison when he was doing.
Well, yeah, that's filming a movie,
Yeah.
but you could write a book and you can just sell your life rights while
Oh,
you're
no,
in
I think
prison
you can
and still
film
do
one.
movies. And we're getting into some deeper cuts here now. But yeah, Music Meister is going to be coming up. What do we got going on in the chat? Will?
Mike Martin has a quick Easter egg. There's actually
Yeah. What's up, Mike?
an Italian restaurant in Vancouver called Ask Luigi. So maybe that is an Easter egg, a reference.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Mike knows Vancouver, and I'm going to say that's where they're going to film that.
They're gonna go to Ask Luigi for
Yeah.
that murder.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
check that place out for filming.
they're definitely going to use the exterior of the Ask Luigi's restaurant in Vancouver for the murder at Luigi's restaurant. So we at least got that much going on.
Great. Figured out that Easter egg.
Or someone from the cast will be murdered in Vancouver at Ask Luigi's restaurant. I'm hoping for the former.
Okay. The way you said that, you didn't imply it would be a character. You implied it would be one of the actors dying at Ask Luigi.
I know what I implied.
That's what you implied.
That was
That's
the
what
joke.
You meant.
Yeah, that was the joke. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't approve.
That's why I said the former and not the
I
latter
know,
would have been the second thing.
But I panicked because I couldn't remember which one that meant.
Yeah, that's fair enough. What other Easter eggs you got?
That was it.
Okay.
We're done.
We're done on,
What Easter
on that
eggs do
bleak,
you got?
on that bleak, morbid realization of reality. What else do we got going on in the chat? Well,
Elio Sakia is asking, do things on Earth 2 remain unchanged by timeline stuff?
Ooh.
Do things on Earth 2 remain unchanged?
Now-
Supergirl didn't change. Although, actually, she kind of did because she went to the CW.
that was a revamp, but that was within
a
their
lot of
timeline.
things changed on Supergirl.
Elio Saka, that's a good question, and that's one that we're asking. I'm pretty confident that the answer is no. Like, parallel Earths are unaffected by each other's Earth's timelines and time travel, unless that Earth's time travel affects a traveler
I was gonna
to
say.
the parallel Earth. Because when Barry goes to the original Golden Age Flash, to the actual Jay, the one who
that's
looks
Earth
like his
5,
dad.
I think.
But yeah, Earth 5. Earth 5.
Three?
So yeah,
Whatever.
actual Jay Garrick, the one who looks like Henry Allen. When he goes to that one, Henry Allen kind of talks about his own time travel adventures and how Barry shouldn't be time traveling too much. So I think the implication is that they're both having individual effects on each other's individual Earths. And they're just kind of talking shop about it, but I don't think that they're actually cross-dimensioning in any regard.
I agree that actual time travel on your own Earth doesn't affect anything unless you are changing who travels to Earth.
Yeah, like if
pretty much-
Barry went back and prevented him from traveling to Earth 2, that could affect the history of Earth 2.
Well, for
I
example,
think.
if you did something that made Cisco die, who makes all the portals, then that would change a lot of things.
Ooh, that's a really good point. That could.
So if
that
Cisco
could.
had died instead of Dante,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
a lot of history would have changed.
Yeah,
on different
that's
Earths.
a great point, but Barry's mom has no bearing. We'll just agree there. She,
On Earth 2.
She was a relatively inconsequential human.
I mean,
as
I
far as
think
well,
she
actually,
was
very
not.
consequential as far as other Earths go.
Oh, and others.
As far as
maybe
other
on
Earths
other
go.
Earths.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we agree.
Yeah.
Agree on something.
Yeah, I
That's
think
nice.
there we go. That's all right.
We'll talk about time travel later.
Yeah. I think that your theories on the concept of what's right and wrong are totally fine. I just feel like it's a conversation that the characters should have had or more difficulty that
It would
they
be
shouldn't
an
have.
interesting conversation.
Yeah.
I would like to hear their views.
Yeah, I think a group of 12, if two of us can't agree, I think a group of 12 humans should not last episode be time travel is incredibly wrong in every circumstance with no exceptions. They shouldn't 12 people as a collective go from that to, well, yeah, no, it's the future, so let's do it. Like that's just too hard of a switch for me.
What you're saying.
Just one last quick one. David Folmsby again. Who was the woman who came through the portal at the end?
Who was the woman who came through the portal at the end? We'll find out next week.
Yeah,
I have no information.
I have no clue either.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like Evil Jessie Quick, but it didn't look to be her.
No.
Didn't recognize her.
I do like that her mugshot of HR is douchey first episode of HR in the fedora.
Mm-hmm.
I love that she's like, I'm looking for this hipster idiot. Like, holographic dumb fedora photo is fantastic.
Well, I mean, because he had that when he left.
I
She
mean,
doesn't know that he's upped his game.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't know that he's stepped it up a little bit.
I have no further information on that girl. I thought it was going to be Savitar.
Either. I don't even know if she is a speedster or someone like a Cisco type or a Vibe type opened that portal for her. Because I really thought it seemed like a speedster was coming through. Like she opened her own portal. Visually, it seemed like that to me. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you what movement gave me that impression.
Well, I think
but it felt like that.
I think they only have one effect for portals. So
yeah,
maybe it was that.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Cisco portals look different than the time travel portals.
Okay.
Small portal budget.
Okay, yeah. Now, her timeline, her effect on the next 4 months did not come up in that news broadcast.
We don't know that.
All right, that's a good point. She's Luigi. Wait a minute.
Or she's going to die.
She's come through with a business loan and she's going to open a restaurant. All right, let's get the hell out of here. That's all the cons that we have.
We were on Easter eggs.
Easter eggs. That was all the cons, the pros, the Easter eggs, the recaps. That was all of it.
All right. Well, I'm Diane McCollum.
I'm Andrew Rodney.
Come back next week. We'll be doing this again.
Yep.
We'll have pros, we'll have cons, we'll have recaps.
We'll have all the things. And be sure to subscribe to Dork Shelf below. So hit like, hit subscribe, do all the good things in the video.
And follow Dork Shelf on Twitter at Dork Shelf. And you can follow us at FromSuperheroes.com.
You got it. I'm Andrew Rodney.
I'm Diana McCullum.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye.
Kicked him out.